with is how can they get connected? So
Sure.
Big Brothers and Sisters exists. It's doing great work.
Yeah.
I know some people with time. How can they get involved with Big Brothers, Big Sisters?
So in the Kansas City area right now, as of today, this is today's data.
Okay.
We have 146 little brothers and 43 little sisters that are waiting to be matched with their bid. Those are real numbers from today, July 16th.
Okay.
So the littles in our program are coming from all different backgrounds, demographics, economic statuses, walks of life, and they all have one thing in common. They're waiting for their mentor. They're waiting for someone to show up and be a role model.
What's up, everybody? Shout out to Crew Excellence. Welcome to the pod. It is the Ladder Podcast. I'm your host, as usual, Justin Strickland, and I'm back with a banger of an episode. I got an amazing guest hanging out with me today, and I know she's going to drop so many gems, so many great things, and she's just going to be a beacon of hope, right? And so I'm excited about that. Man, before we jump into the episode, I'm going to introduce Rosemary, okay? My homie, man, we go way back. I love having people on the pod that I go way back with, man. Me and Rose go way back, but she's on the pod today, and she's part of a really cool organization, and they're doing amazing things. And, you know, this podcast is about leadership, and her organization is all about that. It's actually might be the spokesperson, the definition of it. And so, Rose, before we jump into the episode today, what is 3 things that people should know about you?
3 things. Okay. Well, I'm a mom of 2 girls.
Okay.
2 daughters. They're 4 and 7.
Girl mom.
Girl mom.
Yeah.
Second thing, I'm half Filipino.
Okay.
And I'm very proud of that heritage.
Yeah.
I've only been back to the homeland one time. So the goal is to go back sometime in the next few years. So.
Okay. Are you going to take the babies?
Oh, I'd love to. They got their passports. They're ready.
Would be cool.
They're so ready. Geographically, it doesn't make sense to them where it's at. But I'm like, you'll figure it out when we get there. And then the third thing, I work for a nonprofit organization. And I never thought I'd work in the world of nonprofit, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love what I get to do for my city. So,
yeah. No, that's dope. And I love nonprofit work. Actually, when I first came back home, that's kind of where I ended up on accident because I was just like, I want to help people. And they was like, that's what we do. And I was like, bet, can I do it with you? And so that's kind of how I got connected. But I love nonprofits. And I think a lot of people don't understand how much nonprofits do and the work and all of that kind of goes into it.
So many moving parts.
It's crazy. I think about it. One of my first episodes of The Ladder, this was in like 2018. Was with one of my homies, and we were talking about nonprofits and the leadership and how they operate. And because at the time I was learning, like, there's so much that goes into running a successful nonprofit, and having the impact that you want to have. And so, no, it's super dope. I want to thank you for your service.
I appreciate you having me on. Absolutely.
So the pod is all about leadership. So one thing I always like to ask my guests is, when did you first know, like, I'm a leader? When did that thought pop into your brain, and when did you start kind of walking that out?
So I don't think I realized the potential of my leadership qualities until I became a mom, right? Because I wasn't just vouching for myself anymore. I was having to be the voice for my girls before they could talk, before they could walk. And I was and still am their first teacher. So over the years, I've had to learn how to fine tune those qualities, especially as they grow and they're starting to mirror those traits and characteristics themselves. And so I think that was the first time I realized that, oh no, man, I'm actually in a leadership role. I'm running this ship, and I've got to raise these humans, and I want them to be good humans. I want them to be good people. And in order to do that, I have to step into a leadership role. I have to be a leader myself. So
no, that's dope. I actually literally just talked about it on one of my podcasts. Like, for a lot of people, that is their first, like, oh no, I'm responsible. Oh, well, I guess I gotta step up.
I guess I gotta. I can't let anything fail.
Ain't nobody else going?
Right? No, it's me.
Oh, okay, cool. I got it. I'll figure this out.
And it really is figuring it out as you go.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of what leadership is in general, right? No one really gives you a handbook on how to do that, on how to step into that role, whether it's at work or, in your own personal life.
Yeah.
No one tells you how to do it. So you're kind of just figuring it out as you go and, temp checking and just seeing what comes about. But
Yeah, I always say, like, to me, one of the greatest injustices we've done with leadership is try to teach it like a science. Mm-hmm. And leadership is not science. Leadership is art.
It is.
Leadership is craft.
Yes.
And in that sense, where like you throw stuff on the canvas and be like,
something you have to cultivate.
Yeah. And you do it over and over and over again. It's like, oh no, like I'm good at this now.
Yeah.
Because I've been painting, I've been doing this craft over and over again.
Yes.
I love that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And so you got the merch on. You repping the home team. You got Kansas City Big Brothers Big Sisters.
That's
so
right.
This one thing's funny for me. So like Big Brothers Big Sisters is one of those things that I've always known exists. Mm-hmm. Like always. My whole life I've known Big Brothers Big Sisters exist.
Yeah.
But like my only reference point is really a movie. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I'm gonna think of the name of it, but it's like basically they lose a bet. No. They have to do community service.
Okay.
And they end up doing Big Brothers Big Sisters, and so they get littles. And the littles are off the chain. And I remember the scene, the final scene, because it's like these middle-aged white dudes, and they get these littles, and one of the littles is like this little black kid, and they like take them to like almost like a Zelda reenactment where the people be doing like playing with the swords.
Like cosplay.
Yeah, they do cosplay. Yeah. And the black dude's like, what is this? And it's a comedy. It's a great movie. But I say that to say, how did you get involved in Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Right.
Because I've grown up in Kansas City my whole life. I don't know what the building is. I don't know where, and I know they exist. I know they work.
We're here.
Yeah, they're around.
We're here.
But it's like I don't know where. So talk to me. How did you get connected?
We're a real place. We're off of, if you're in Kansas City, we're off of 17th and Walnut.
Oh, okay. I know where you at.
So we've got a building down there, and that's mainly where you'll find us. We're very boots on the ground, so someone's always there.
Got you.
But we're celebrating 60 years this year in Kansas City.
Wow.
So 60 years of mentorship, of community dedication, defending potential, and we're very proud of the work that we're doing here. And so I want to share a couple statistics here. 100%.
Hold on, before you do the statistics, you said a phrase that I've never heard before.
Okay.
And as someone who teaches leadership, it like made me very excited. You said that y'all defend potential.
Yeah. That's a big part of our...
I love that.
That's a big part of our motto. And it's actually right outside of our building in like the biggest banner, defending potential.
I'm going to go take a picture.
That's exactly what we're about is we know that we have kids all over our area. And this isn't, Big Brothers Big Sisters isn't just in Kansas City. It's nationwide.
Yeah.
So really, we're trying to defend potential everywhere. But we know that everywhere in every pocket of our community or our city, there's a child that has potential that maybe someone's not helping them tap into. Maybe someone's not encouraging them to have that drive or to really go after what they want in life. Yeah. And so that's a big part of expanding what mentorship is, right? We define mentorship, in a couple different ways. You think of mentorship, you think of somebody in a suit, of somebody in a very well-off position or has a very fancy job title. But really, we're trying to defend potential, and just really merge that with mentorship and just letting mentors know, like, it's not just about, just being present. It's about actually helping this child, this person, grow into who they're meant to be. And that's really what defending potential is to us.
No, that's dope. That's one of the coldest phrases. That might be the episode title.
You'll have to come out and get a shirt.
That might be the episode. Y'all got that on a shirt?
I think so.
Okay, cool. So I won't put it on mine. I'll
definitely have to bring you one. But speaking of defending potential.
Talk to me about the data. You got some numbers. Hit us with the numbers.
100% of the littles in our program that are matched have graduated high school on time.
Wow.
That's 100% of the students who make it to their senior year that have a big brother or a big sister in their life graduate on time.
Wow.
And that's here in Kansas City. So that's real data here in our streets and our communities. And then across the nation, they actually just came out with another study recently. We're seeing that matched littles are 20% more likely to go off to college. So, that's just some of those benchmarks of defining, exactly what we mean by defending potential. Mm-hmm. We know that we have kids out here that really want to do something. They want to make it to a different place than what they came from. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. Yeah. Speaking to how I got here, so I mentioned that I'm a mom. I stayed at home with my daughters for the first few years of their lives. Mm-hmm. And when I got back into the workforce, I knew that I wanted to do work that mattered. I wanted to do something that gave back to my city. And I saw this opportunity at Big Brothers Big Sisters. I'm an enrollment and matching specialist. So what my job is I go out and I interview all of the children. Mm-hmm. My team and I enroll all of the children. We enroll the people that want to become bigs, and then we work on matching them. And it was just a really great way to connect with my roots and really put boots on the ground in my city, and do something that would contribute back to my community. And we're hoping that continues generation after generation. When I think of the opportunities and the kids in our city, I could tell that mentorship is a big piece of connecting and continuing that chain of potential and leadership and tying those in continually. Yeah. And that's really what pulled me in. That's what made me think, this could be a good thing. I want to be a part of that. Like you said, that's what y'all are doing over there. Mm-hmm. I want to be part of that. Let me find out how to get to be a part of that. So that's how I got there.
That's cool. So so as a kid, you weren't matched with a big sister?
I was not. No, I was never a little in the program. Okay. To be honest with you, I didn't know that this program existed until maybe about 12, 15 years ago. Gotcha. And even then, it was just very I knew it was here, but I didn't know anything about it. Yeah. I just knew that it was something that we had here in the city, seemed really helpful, seemed really impactful and important. Yeah. But I was in my early motherhood years, and I was I'm focused on this little community I got right here. Yeah. I'll see what my city has going on later on when I'm ready to dive back into that.
I'm inside right now.
I'm inside now, but when I go back outside, I want to see what that's about.
That's cool. Yeah. That's really cool. And so my thing is, I've been, it's crazy. I got involved in mentorship really early. I remember even at Sumner, when we were at Sumner, I was a part of this program with Douglas. And so we would go read to students at Douglas and hang out with third graders and start kind of developing that relationship.
What's funny is I was a student at Douglas for elementary school, and I remember the Sumner kids coming to the school, reading with us. Wow. So that's so dope. Neat to know that even continued. I didn't know that was happening at Sumner.
Yeah, we was hanging out.
That's neat.
Damon Brodus is who was running it.
Wow.
And me,
shout
Louise
out to Damon.
was in it, and we would go and read, and it was it was something where it was a no-brainer, and it's so interesting. It's I've always knew mentorship was important.
Yes.
And from an early age, I got a chance to do it.
Yeah.
Why for you, you're matching people with mentors.
Yeah.
Why is mentorship important?
Oh man. So, as you know, part of the purpose of our mission is to cultivate the potential in the next generation and generations after that. So it's a ripple effect, right? Yeah. We want to keep contributing to that for as long as we can. You mentioned leadership a lot here on this podcast. Yeah. And building leaders often requires mentors and role models. Yeah. It requires something a lot bigger than what we can give sometimes. Oprah had Maya Angelou. Right? Dr. Martin Luther King had his former Morehouse president, Dr. Benjamin Mays. Darryl Green, who's a former NFL player, he credits his middle school football coach with being his mentor. You look around and everyone has had someone at some point in their life, whether if it was for a quick 30-minute exchange or someone who stayed in your life for years, right? And so mentors are just essential to the shaping of one's character and future. And that's why that's so important. That's those statistics and that data that we share. We're really heavy on making sure that we're not only just doing the work, but we're doing the studies to make sure that it's actually doing what we want it to and hope that it does. Yeah. And when we get that data back, it's really like a wow factor to that's exactly why we do what we do. We're getting kids to graduate high school on time. We're getting kids to try things they've never done before. Yeah. Why are mentors important? Because maybe when you take your little to the planetarium for the first time, you don't realize that you've ignited a love for science in that kid.
Yeah.
So that's why mentorship matters. Yeah. Exposure, giving them new opportunities, new perspectives. That's why mentorship matters.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And I love like what you said about exposure. And I think about all the people in my life who like, oh no, this is possible.
Yeah.
And for a lot of times, especially when we talk with kids and young people, it's like a lot of times it's not that we don't want something else. It's not that we don't. Yeah. We just don't know.
We don't know it's possible.
It's possible. We don't know it is.
Someone hasn't shown you that it's possible, right?
Yeah. No, 100%. Like I remember even like in my mid-20s, I started thinking about leadership and like being like leadership development, like doing that because I was watching a podcast and he was like, this is what I do. It's like, whoa. Rewind. So all you do is go around and teach other people about leadership. And I'm like, oh, I want to do that too. I want to do that too. Like, that's something I want to do. Yeah. And so I love that. I couldn't agree more that mentors take us to places that we wouldn't have gone.
Absolutely.
But that we realize we always should have been. And what you have just witnessed is just a piece of an interview that I got to record here on The Ladder. Now, one of the things I get to do on The Ladder is one of my favorite things to do is bring in different leaders from different areas, different walks of life, and to really talk about leadership in whatever capacity and drop some knowledge and some gems on you that you can use. Now, if you want to watch this full episode, it's not that hard, y'all. All you got to do is join Crew Excellence for less than a meal at Chick-fil-A. You can see the full interview and more on our website. And the link is in the description. Join Crew Excellence today. You'll get this full episode. You'll get Motivation Monday. You'll get exclusive merch drop. You'll get some lives. I'll do some lives where it's just us talking about leadership. And if that sounds like something you're interested in, oh man, we having a ball. And I'd love to have you over there at the Hope Institute in Crew Excellence because I have a group of leaders that are committed to excellence. And I know you would fit right in. So I'll see you over there. And until then, enjoy this snippet of this episode and any other interviews we have here. I love you. Like you said, you don't got to join. But if you want to, you can. And until next time, peace.